Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, that is the only selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try and win with their favorites. Stop quoting me, please. Stop it. Stop it right now. Well, that sucks, because one of my favorite Pokemon is Marill, boasting a base stat total of a measly 250, which makes it the 58th worst Pokemon if we only go by base stat total. Oh, by the way, it only has 20 attack and 20 special attack, which makes it one of the weakest Pokemon ever. And all the other stats are just bad as well. So, would it be possible to beat Pokemon with an overweight blueberry? Let's find out. After we get out of our house, we are immediately greeted with the sight of an inferior Marill. Anyways, we go to the Pokemon lab and pick my favorite Johto starter, Marill. We named our Marill Cheeseburg, short for cheeseburger, because it didn't let me put any more letters. After that, we head out and get immediately confused by our rival's actions. There's not even a window there, sir. Anyways, we head to collect the egg for the professor, but on the way back, we get rudely interrupted by our rival. Honestly, it wasn't that hard. We just spam tackle until the Chikorita died. After that, we go to the lab, deliver the egg, and name our rival Stinky Pea. A fitting name for our rival. Then we clear through routes 30 and 31. Then we defeat the old men at Sprout Tower. After defeating every trainer in Sprout Tower, we head to fight our first gym leader, Faulkner, which I immediately lost. So I leveled up one more time to unlock the move Rollout, a rock type move, which doubles in power every turn up to a maximum of 5 turns. But once you select Rollout, you're locked into it until you miss or reach turn 5. Faulkner's Pokemon were rock type. Faulkner's Pokemon were flying type, so rock type moves were super effective against them. So sweeping Faulkner was a breeze. After beating Faulkner, we clear Route 32 and head to Union Cave, and also beat up all the trainers in there. Then we clear Route 33. After doing that, we have to save the Slowpoke in the Slowpoke well from Team Rocket. So it's time for our first Team Rocket boss fight. Cheeseburger uses Rollout, which is super effective against the Zubat. Next out is Coffin, who is knocked out by 2 Rollouts. After saving the Slowpoke, we gain access to the second gym. We beat all the trainers, then it was time to fight Bugsy. Bugsy opens up the fight with Cypher. Not the best Pokemon to counter a 4x super effective Rollout. So after 2 Rollouts, the Cypher faints. Up next is Metapod, who gets immediately one-shot by Rollout. Then it was Kakuna, who also gets one-shot by Rollout. After beating Bugsy, we head to Ilex Forest, but then we encountered our rival, Stinky Pea. He opens up the battle using Ghastly, which then I proceed to one-shot it with a crit from Rollout. Then he brings out his starter, Bayleaf, which proceeds to tank a Rollout, and then it poisons me with Poison Powder. We knock out his Bayleaf. Then he sends out his last Pokemon, a Zubat, which could not tank a super effective 240 power Rollout. After beating Stinky Pea, we have to do this annoying far-fetched puzzle. I hate puzzles. I'm pretty sure I had to search up how to beat this stupid puzzle, because my 2 brain cells can't figure out how to beat this puzzle made for 10-year-olds by myself. Anyways, we unlock the HM for Cut, and cut this tree. Yes, HM Pokemon are allowed. Then we head to Route 34 and beat up all the trainers. Then we head to Goldenrod to go fight Whitney, the 3rd gym leader. She starts off the battle with a Clefairy. I start off the battle with a Rollout, because why not? Clefairy goes for a double hit. Rollout misses the next turn, but so does double hit. I go for Aqua Ring to get some sort of passive healing. Clefairy goes for Metronome and uses Bide. So I just pointlessly spam Aqua Ring because Bide deals double the damage you dealt to the opposing Pokemon to you. So during these 3 turns, I just weigh it out. I use Rollout, but then Clefairy used Metronome and gets Bloody Sing. With a 55% chance, it connects with my Marill and it puts it to sleep. During my sleep turns, Clefairy gets Magnet Rise and Bloody Roar of Time, the signature move of the legendary Pokemon Dialga, with Metronome. But luckily, because it used Roar of Time, it had to recharge for 1 turn, which allowed us to heal with Aqua Ring for a bit. I woke up the next turn and immediately missed my next rollout, but luckily Clefairy missed with double slap. We go for rollout again and it actually hits this time, and meanwhile Clefairy uses Mimic, so it also has rollout now. Whitney uses a super potion which heals it right back up to full HP. We use rollout again, with this time dealing half of Clefairy's HP. The next rollout knocks out Clefairy. Up next is Whitney's Miltank, which outspeeds us and uses Stomp, which has a 30% chance to flinch us and lose our rollout power. Luckily it doesn't, and we're able to deal a large amount of damage. Whitney uses a super potion, but that doesn't matter because the next rollout should kill. No, it doesn't. It misses, so we lose all our power, and we eventually lose. On my next attempt, we knock out Clefairy using a couple of rollouts, and now up next is the Miltank. All we need to do is not flinch and miss. The first rollout connects, and the second one knocks it out, and just like that, we beat Whitney and earned the plain badge. Fun fact, did you know Marill is the only transgender Pokemon? Prior to Gen 6, female Azurials have a 1 in 3 chance to become male. After defeating Whitney, we clear Route 35, killing an inferior Marill along the way. Oh, you think you're the better Marill? Die. Then we head through National Park to Route 36 and Route 37, where I embarrassingly lost a double battle, since it's a 2v1 against me because I'm not allowed to use the sandshrew that I caught for HMs. I mean, after that I beat them on my second try. After that we can head to Ecruteak City to fight Stinky Pete in the Burnt Tower. Stinky Pete opens up the battle with Ghastly. I order Cheeseburger to roll out. Meanwhile the Ghastly goes for a Confuse Ray. This is bad because this increases the chance that my rollout is interrupted, so I could potentially lose all the power gained. However, this was actually better than Ghastly using the move Curse, which makes me lose 1/4 of my HP every turn. I know this as a fact because the Ghastly's Curse took me out several times before this attempt. Anyways, enough yakking. Even though Cheeseburger was confused, it hit another rollout, KOing the Ghastly. The next turn, Stinky Pea sends out Bayleaf. Cheeseburger snaps out of confusion and lands another rollout, dealing over half its HP. However, the Bayleaf in return lands a Poison Powder. On the next turn, rollout knocks out Bayleaf. The next Pokemon Stinky Pea sends out is a Magnemite, a Steel type, which means rollout isn't very effective against it. A 480 power rollout manages to one-shot the Magnemite. The next Pokemon Stinky Pea sends out is a Zubat, which like Magnemite gets immediately one-shot by a rollout. And just like that, our rival Stinky Pea goes down. One day my Marill will slay these beasts to prove its strength. Up next we have to beat the Ecruteak City gym leader, Morty. This isn't going to be easy since 3/4 of his team didn't have the move Curse, which kinda sucks for Marill since its HP is its only mediocre stat. Anyways, let's start this battle. Morty starts off the battle with Ghastly. I slightly outspeed and use Bubble Beam and almost kill it. Luckily, the opposing Ghastly goes for Spite instead of Curse, leaving us unharmed. The next turn, Morty uses a Hyper Potion on Ghastly, healing it right back up to full HP. I go for Rollout, which just does above 50% of his HP. And on the next turn, Rollout hits and knocks out Ghastly. Up next is the Troublemaker Gengar, who can use Hypnosis to stop my rollout, plus it outspeeds my Marill. Luckily the Gengar used Mean Look, which is probably the best move it could have chosen since it makes Cheeseburger unable to switch, which wouldn't even matter. Rollout does a lot of damage. However, the Gengar slightly heals back up with its Citrus Berry. The next turn, Gengar luckily doesn't use Hypnosis, and we tank the Sucker Punch. Up next was a Haunter, which outspeeds my Marill. It has a 50% chance to pick Hypnosis, and a 50% chance to pick Curse. The best thing would be for Haunter to use Hypnosis and miss. However, it doesn't, but instead it goes for Curse, which I guess is fine. And then we one-shot the Haunter. Up next was another Haunter, which could kill me if it goes for an attacking move, because of Curse chipping away my HP. But I guess it wasn't feeling like it, because it went for Mean Look. But since my rollout counter reset, we couldn't one-shot it. But fortunately, we crit, dealing above half its HP. Haunter goes for Nightshade, which only does 23 damage to us because of its level. And so we survive and roll out, which knocks out the Haunter, earning us our 4th gym badge. This wasn't easy. It took multiple attempts, plus this attempt, I must say, was just pure luck. But at the end of the day, it's the end of the day, and we take the dub. Fun fact, did you know Marill has the lowest base special attack out of all the fairy Pokemon? Alongside its pre-evolution Azurill. We clear through routes 38 and 39 and head to Olivine City. Get told that I've forgotten to get Bloody Surf. We went back to Ecruteak to get Surf. Took care of this Team Rocket grunt, then get awarded with Surf by this old man. Then we catch a random Corsola. Teach Corsola Surf? Oh wait, why don't you teach Cheeseburger Surf? Did I say Cheeseburger's a physical attacker? But wait, Marill has the same physical attack and special attack. Well, my Marill has the ability Huge Power, which doubles its physical attack. This is also the reason why I've been religiously spamming Rollout. Anyways, we'll get an even better water type move later on. Don't worry, Corsola's a HM slave, so we won't use him in battle. We surf through Route 40 and 41, battling trainers along the way. We arrived at Cianwood City and went to fight the fighting type gym leader, Schlatt. Spamming Rollout won't work since it's not very effective, so we have to do things differently. Chuck sends out Primate. It outspeeds me and uses Rock Slide, which fortunately misses. We use Aqua Tail, a move that I unlocked earlier at level 37, and it almost knocks out Primate. Chuck uses a Hyper Potion on Primate, restoring its HP back up to full. I use Double Edge to guarantee a hit onto Primate. However, I do take some recoil damage. Primate goes for Double Team the next turn, and I go for another Double Edge, which connects and kills the Primate. Next up is Poliwrath. I outspeed Poliwrath and use Dig. Meanwhile, it goes for Hypnosis and misses because I'm underground. And for like the next couple of turns, it just went for Focus Punch, but it kept missing because I kept using Dig, so I kind of just beat Chuck without taking any damage from his attacks because the only damage I took was from my own moves. Anyways, after beating Chuck, we head back to Olivine, climb up this lighthouse, cure this Ampharos of a terminal illness, which makes the gym leader Jasmine return back to her gym, so we can actually fight her now. Jasmine sends out Magnemite, so I respond with a 4x super effective Dig, knocking this Magnemite out, and also the next Magnemite she sends out. Her last Pokemon is a Steelix, a Pokemon with a whopping 200 defense. This means even though our attacks are super effective against Steelix, it doesn't do an outstanding amount of damage, and we also can't get her Steelix too low, or she'll just use a Hyper Potion, and will likely die because it takes ages to kill this living tank. I predicted that the Steelix might go for Screech, and so I used Dig to counter that, which it did in fact use Screech. On the next turn, I land my Dig, which does a small chunk of damage, and the opposing Steelix uses an Iron Tail, which did a similar amount of damage to what I dealt. On the next turn I use Aqua Tail, but Cheeseburger misses. The Steelix goes for Screech, lowering my defenses by 2 stages, which means if she attacks the next turn, it will do a significant amount of damage to Cheeseburger. I go for Aqua Tail, dealing a good amount of damage. However, her Steelix holds a Citrus Berry, so it heals 25% of its HP back. For some reason, she decided to go for Screech again. I go for Dig so I don't get it in Hyper Potion range. She tells Steelix to go for Sandstorm. On the next turn, I knock out Steelix using Aqua Tail, winning us our 6th gym badge. After beating Jasmine, we head east to Route 42 and go through Mount Mortar, then head back out to fight some more trainers. Then we finally arrived at Mahogany Town, but the gym is closed, so we have to head north to Route 43, then head further up north to the Lake of Rage, kill a shiny Gyarados, talk with the guy with the cool cloak, go back to Mahogany Town to find a secret hideout, find 2 passwords, and go fight a Team Rocket boss, which I just sort of beat in a total of 4 turns thanks to Rollout. Then we have to follow this talking Murkrow to open up this power generator. Then we have to have a double battle with Lance against Executive Ariana. Played the battle. We then proceed to knock out all the electrode in the power generator thing. Once we had done that, we headed out of the hideout and then headed towards the next gym to fight Bryce, the ice type gym leader, who immediately sends out a Pokemon that isn't an ice type. I outspeed and go for rollout. Seal uses hail, which doesn't really benefit the Seal because it actually takes damage from it, and on the next turn Seal gets knocked out by the next rollout. Up next, Bryce sends out Piloswine, which actually benefits from the hail, since its evasion is raised due to its ability Snow Cloak. However, that doesn't really matter, since we hit the next rollout and tank a Mod Bomb, and the next turn we knock it out with rollout. Bryce sends out Dewgong, who gets O-Code by Cheeseburger with rollout, and just like that, we win our 7th gym badge. After beating Bryce, we catch a Spearow, teach it Fly, then flew back to Violet Town. Use Surf, talk to this random dude on a small island that gives me Mystic Water, an item that boosts my water type moves, damage by 20%. After that, we head back to Goldenrod City, disguise myself as a Team Rocket Grunt, then get my disguise busted by bloody Stinky P of all people. Clear the tower, fight Executive Petrol, kill all of his 5 Coffin and Weezing, get the basement key, then go to the basement where we are rudely interrupted by our rival Stinky P. Play the battle. That's easy. That's an easy answer. Rollout. Boom. Super effective. Probably do like half. Next hit. Boom. Dead. Whatever he brings out next takes a bunch of damage. Meganium. Should take a bunch of damage to roll out. Reflect. That shouldn't really matter. Rollout is pretty insane. Magnemite. This could be bad if rollout doesn't one-shot. It should though. Yeah. Haunter's scary one. Aqua Tail though. Should take care of it. Yep. And Sneasel. Oh wait, I thought it'd do more. Oh yeah, Reflect. I forgot about Reflect. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Should be dead here. Yep, nice. Get a card key from an old man locked inside a basement. Then we head back to the radio tower to fight my favorite subatomic particle, Proton. He sends out Golbat. I go for Aqua Tail, but Cheeseburger misses, so Golbat can freely land a Confuse Ray onto Cheeseburger. On the next turn, Cheeseburger hits itself in confusion and Golbat lands a wing attack. I finally landed an Aqua Tail, OHKOing the Golbat. Up next, the positive subatomic particle sends out Weezing. I go for Aqua Tail, which almost knocks out Weezing. Meanwhile, he tells Weezing to use Smokescreen, lowering my accuracy. So on the next turn I miss. But on the turn after that, Cheeseburger lands a double edge, knocking out Weezing. Next we have to fight Executive Ariana, again. She sends out an Arbok, which lowers my attack using its ability Intimidate. We go for Dig and outspeed, dodging the Arbok's glare. Dig almost kills the Arbok, but the Arbok goes for glare again, paralyzing us. The Arbok now outspeeds us, and uses Crunch. We use Dig and on the next turn we kill it. Up next was a Vileplume, a grass type, so we have a disadvantage. But apparently Cheeseburger has plot armor, because the Vileplume spams Sweet Scent, a move that basically does nothing in this scenario. We used Double Edge twice to knock out Vileplume, and didn't get stopped by Paralysis a single time. Then I proceeded to roll out the Murkrow twice, and also didn't get stopped by Paralysis. Murkrow goes down. Up next was the last and final battle against Team Rocket. Archer sends out Houndour. It gets one-shot by Aqua Tail. He sends out Houndoom next. It also gets one-shot by Aqua Tail. And finally, the last of Team Rocket's Pokemon, a bloody Koffing. safe to say that it also got one-shot by Aqua Tail. And just like that, that's how you take down a large criminal organization by yourself as a 10-year-old with a Marill. After doing just that, we fly back to Mahogany Town and head east to Route 44. Then we head into the ice path, and there's puzzles and more puzzles. But hey, at least it contains the HM for Waterfall, which is an 80 power, physical, 100% accurate water type move that has a 20% chance to flinch the opponent. Anyways, we finally get out of the cave, and after heading out, we arrive at Blackthorn City, the place with the 8th and final gym leader, Claire. So we go battle her and lose a lot. It is clear that we can't defeat her at her current state, so we're gonna have to strategize, and I did. I came up with a strategy so good that we could beat Claire in just 5 moves. We head to Route 32 and use Surf to collect this hidden heart scale so that we can use the move reminder back in Blackthorn City. Now that we are here, I choose to delete the move Waterfall. Wait, what? Why would you delete Waterfall? One of the strongest water type moves in the game. For defense curl. Out of all things. Isn't defense curl like really trash? Yes, it is, my friend, but you're clearly forgetting a mechanic in the game that I also too have forgotten about. Or you may have not even heard of this mechanic. Well, let me just tell you, defense curl boosts the defense of the user. What it also does is double the power of rollout if it is used the next turn. This doesn't just apply to the first turn of rollout, it also applies to all the consecutive turns after that. This also means that it's possible to get a 960 power rollout. Combine this with a hardstone, an item that boosts rock type moves by 20%. You basically one-shot most things in the game. So it's time to fight Claire again. The first Pokemon she sends out is Gyarados, which has the ability Intimidate, so our attackers load immediately. We start off by using Defense Curl. Meanwhile, the Gyarados uses Dragon Rage. On the next turn, we use Rollout, which deals about half of Gyarados' HP. However, Gyarados uses Dragon Rage again, bringing us to just below half HP. On the next turn, Rollout connects and we knock out the Gyarados. Claire brings out Dragonair, and we outspeed and one-shot it with Rollout. She brings out another Dragonair, who also gets one-shot by Rollout. She brings out her final Pokemon, Kingdra. She outspeeds us and uses Dragon Pulse. We barely survive the hit, and the final Rollout connects, winning us the 8th gym badge. Well, actually, we have to go to this cave with some old wise men to get the badge, because Claire is a sore loser and won't admit defeat. After beating Claire, we have to go fight the Camino girls. However, we couldn't defeat them because we couldn't heal in between battles, and healing in battle would be against the rules I set myself, so I decided to fight against some wild Pokemon to level up Cheeseburger. However, something unexpected happened.
What? What? I guess I have to kill it? Nice.
That's right. This so-called legendary beast was no match for my Marill, since we one-shot it with Waterfall. However, this one level wouldn't be enough to outspeed Jolteon, so we headed back to the National Park to get the Quick Claw. The Quick Claw allowed us to get all the way to Jolteon unharmed. The Jolteon used Double Team, since it didn't see a kill onto Cheeseburger. Meanwhile, we used Dig. The Jolteon used Double Team again, and we missed Dig due to evasion boosts. Jolteon uses Thunderbolt and deals massive damage to Cheeseburger. We use Dig again, hoping it will hit next turn. Jolteon uses Thunderbolt again, however it can't hit us while we're using Dig. Cheeseburger pops out of the ground and lands a Dig onto Jolteon. However, we lost to Vaporeon. On the next attempt, we managed to get our Quick Claw to proc and land a Waterfall onto Jolteon, OHKOing it. That means we have plenty of HP to fight Vaporeon, so we easily knock it out by spamming Dig. After the battle, we get the clear Bell, so we climbed up Bell Tower and used the Bell thing and went to fight Ho-Oh.
Shiny Ho-Oh, right now. Shiny. God damn it, it's not shiny. Our best bet would be Defense Curl. We're gonna one-shot this thing. Yep, sunny day. I'm cool with that. Then we're gonna roll out. Watch this one-shot. Are you actually... Quick Claw? Easy. Absolutely destroyed.
After beating Ho-Oh, we headed to Victory Road, where it was time to fight our rival for the last time. So we used all our rare candies and equipped the Hardstone onto Marill to get ready to sweep his team.
Roll out, defense go, and roll out. Now guess what? I'm gonna crit next turn. When the crit, then Hardstone kills. Crit, 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 crit. Actually, just too good. And next, we're gonna kill the Magneton because I put Hardstone on. Watch it. Boom. Hardstone carry. Boost rock type moves by 20%. That's what we needed right there. Maybe we didn't need to use our rare candies right now. But it's fine. Is that my 4th hit? Yeah, 4th. So then it's Kadabra, which dies. Nice. Then we just need to kill the Golbat. Guess we can just waterfall it. And it should flinch because I have plot armor. I didn't need to flinch it. If it just dies in one shot.
And just like that, we had defeated our rival and made our way to the Indigo Plateau to fight the Elite Four. First up, we had to fight Will and his team full of psychic Pokemon. He leads with Xatu. We outspeed and go for a rollout, which deals around half of Xatu's HP. Xatu goes for Psychic, which chips away a bit of my HP. On the next turn, rollout knocks out Xatu. Up next was Jinx, who gets one shot by rollout. The same fate also applied to Executor and also Slowbro. Last up was Xatu. We roll out again, and it deals around half of its health. However, it heals back up using its Citrus Berry and uses Confuse Ray on us. The turn after that, Cheeseburger hits itself in confusion, and Xatu does significant damage to us using Psychic. However, on the turn after that, we use Waterfall, and it gets knocked out. Up next was Koga. He leads with Ariados. I use Waterfall, hoping that it will deal enough damage to kill Koga's Ariados. It doesn't. And then Ariados uses Spiderweb, a move that I've never heard in my life, because only a total of 6 Pokemon learn it. Anyways, it doesn't really do anything, and we knock it out the next turn with a crit, even though Koga used a full restore. The next Pokemon he sends out was a Fortress. We use Defense Go, he goes for Swift. We go for Rollout, however it doesn't do much. The next Rollout does significantly more damage, and the one after that misses. We knock out Fortress with Waterfall the next turn. Up next was Mutt. I go for Waterfall, and meanwhile he badly poisons me with Toxic. We go for Waterfall again and it knocks Muck out. He sends out Venomoth, so we respond with a Rollout, which OHKOs the Venomoth. He sends his final Pokemon, Crobat, which outspeeds and uses Double Team for some reason. The fate of this battle depends if Cheeseburger lands a Rollout onto Crobat, and it does. And just like that, we beat Koga. The third Elite Four member, Bruno, was honestly really easy. We literally just spammed Waterfall and they just went down. The fourth and final Elite Four member was quite the opposite, however. It took many attempts to beat Karen, because fighting her Umbreon was a pure mess. It could confuse me and go for Double Team, which made Umbreon basically impossible to hit with Rollout. However, when there is bad RNG, there is good RNG, and we finally got through Umbreon unscathed, and we one-shot the Vileplume and Gengar due to Rollout stacking up in power. Then we one-shot Houndoom with Waterfall. One Pokemon remains, a bloody Murkrow. For some reason, I decided to use Rollout, and it missed. And so, this, not kidding, the Murkrow switches me into one of my HM Pokemon using Whirlwind, which wasn't supposed to happen since I kind of forgot to box them. Anyways, we let one of our HM Pokemon die. We had to do the whole fight again anyways because I forgot to save against Lance. And that attempt went way better since we didn't even get hit once. Now, there's only one obstacle in my way now from making Cheeseburger the champion. Anyways, we couldn't get past Lance's third Dragonite. I was actually so determined to beat him as a level 69 Marill that I tried for multiple hours, but Unfortunately, we weren't strong enough, so we had to go level up so we could be strong enough to beat his Dragonite. Anyways, we arrived back to fight him as a level 72 Marill. The strat consisted of using Defense Curl 4 times to get my HP low enough, so the Dragonite uses Thunder and Dragon Rush instead of Thunder Wave since they see a kill onto Cheeseburger. We do this because it's a good failsafe if Quick Claw doesn't proc, since they still have a chance to miss Thunder and Dragon Rush. And also Thunder Wave makes us slower than all his Pokemon, and also could stop Rollout from snowballing in power. Plus Defense Curl also boosts Rollout's power. After spamming Defense Curl, we knock out his Gyarados using Rollout twice. Next he sends out Dragonite. Quick Claw procs and we one-shot the Dragonite with Rollout. After that, he sends out another Dragonite and misses Dragon Rush, and then we one-shot it with Rollout. Next up is Aerodactyl. Quick Claw comes in clutch again, and we one-shot it with Rollout. Up next is the third and final Dragonite. Now that our Rollout has run out of power, what do? A. Waterfall. B. Rollout. C. Blizzard. D. Defense Curl. I'll give you 5 seconds to pick an answer. If you picked Rollout, you would be correct. First of all, what the hell is Waterfall and Defense Curl gonna do? Waterfall can't even flinch Dragonite because of its ability, Inner Focus, and we also already set up 4 bloody Defense Curls. Even though Blizzard is 4 times super effective, we'll only do just above half its HP, because Marill has a base 20 special attack, making it a 2-shot, plus it's super inaccurate. That leaves us with one option, Rollout. It'd still be a 2-shot because it'll stack in power, plus it is more accurate than Blizzard. We go outspeed and go for Rollout, which does a good chunk of damage, and the opposing Dragonite goes for Safeguard. We knock it out with one more Rollout. Now it's time for Lance's last and final Pokemon, Charizard.
Oh, please just hit. I'm looking away. Yes. I looked away and it worked. Oh my, finally. It's over. It's actually over. Oh my god, I hate you, Lance.
135 gigabytes worth of footage, and 10 hours of pain and joy. We finally did it. Cheeseburger had finally become champion, proving itself to be the greatest Pokemon in the world.